All right, I'd like to call a meeting to order. We'll open with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Reed, would you do a roll call for us, please?
All right, John Barry. David Hayward. Did he request to excuse?
He did, yes.
Okay. Leanna Hahn.
Here.
Philip Reed here. Rob Namowitz.
Here.
Stephen Heyer.
Here.
Check file. I understand it has an excused absence. And then Matt Blau.
Here.
And John Elke.
Here.
All right, so we have a quorum.
Very good. First item on the agenda is approve the agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Second?
Yeah, you need to make the motion.
Motion.
Okay.
To approve the agenda.
Thank you.
Second.
Very good. Is there any questions or discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Motion carries. The next item on our agenda is carryover items, which we have none. We get into regular business, and our first item is that we start our new year is the election of officers. We typically elect a chairperson, a vice chair, and a secretary at this meeting. The chairperson, per our bylaws, alternates between the township board representative and the school district representative. In odd years, it's the township board representative that serves as our chair. And as the township is in flux, I'll say, at this moment of who the representative is, we will not appoint the chair as the township board representative tonight. We'll do that at our next meeting. So that moves us to our second item, which is appointment of a vice chair. The township representative or the school district representative, I should say, the township board representative and the school board representative cannot serve as vice chair or secretary. So that leaves the position open to the four of you. Would somebody like to self-nominate or nominate somebody else to serve as vice chair?
I'll continue that.
I'm sorry, did you say you were putting your name forward?
Yes.
Very good. Would somebody like to move to appoint Leanna Hahn as vice chair?
I'll move to appoint Leanna.
Okay, do we have support?
Support.
Okay, are there any questions or discussion? All those in favor of appointing Leanna Hahn as vice chair, please say aye.
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 Anybody opposed? The motion carries. Congratulations. The next appointment is our secretary for the Video Center Board. Would somebody like to nominate somebody or self-nominate?
Have been acting in this role, and I am willing to do it for another year.
Thank you very much. Anybody else?
I would nominate that gentleman.
Okay, you move to appoint.
Move to appoint.
Okay. As secretary. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second.
Very good. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? The motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Reed, for volunteering to be secretary again. We appreciate that. The next item on our agenda is approval of minutes from our November 20th, 2024 board meeting. Do I have a motion?
Are we gonna have discussion?
We will after we have a motion.
I motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. If there's any discussion.
I found a curious item on page 2, when Mr. Elke was referencing Rick Yeager. Mr. Yeager estimates the fund balance of television would be around $173,000 for 2027. This is compared to $3,986,678. It's on page 2 of the minutes. It's just a misprint, I'm sure. But
More than likely a misprint.
Where on page 2 is this?
about
Nine lines down,
9 lines down.
3.9
I think-
million.
That could be construed as a mistake. But I think that's the only thing I found.
Nope, back one.
No, this one.
Maybe not.
This one, yeah, all right.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I can't believe anybody'd make a mistake like that. Shocked, I say.
Page 4 of the minutes. There it is. Yep, it's a mistake. We'll correct that in the official minutes when they're submitted. Thanks, Rob.
Okay, very good. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor of approving the minutes as amended, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion carried. The minutes are approved. Item number 3 is the update on our budget. Mr. Elke, would you like to walk us
Sure.
through our current financial situation?
Yeah, we're getting close here. In February, we're going to be finalizing our final purchases for the fiscal year. As Video Center Board knows, our fiscal year does close in July, but the school district likes us to have all purchasing done by mid-April to May, just for audit purposes, to make sure everything's in line and there's nothing kind of hanging out on board. So we've got probably 1 or 2 more good purchases left before everything's going to be finalized. As you kind of see, what's in front of you is what we have. We'll be presenting, like I said, the big thing about the budget is the next meeting we'll be presenting our proposed budget for the next year. So, but happy to answer any questions regarding the budget as it stands beginning of February.
Any questions on the financials? Seeing none, pretty straightforward. Thank you much. We move on to the highlight of our meeting. Will there be pyrotechnics tonight, Mr. Elke?
No pyrotechnics.
Oh, that's disappointing, but I'm sure you've got some good stuff for us.
So, I appreciate the time. I know on the agenda it says that this is going to be detailing, I believe, from the end of the year to the beginning of this year, but I'm kind of taking a little bit different course this year with this meeting and using this opportunity as kind of a recap for the previous year. So this year, what I'm going to be presenting to you today is a recap of 2024, since we have our final numbers in and everything like that. Not saying that from December to beginning of February wasn't, wonderful and we had a lot of stuff to talk about, but I thought this might be a good opportunity to kind of detail everything that we did this year and also jump into some other stuff that we've accomplished so far in 25. But we'll start off with just a little updates on serving the community. We ran a successful movie marathon on Christmas Day, 24 hours of Santa Claus, Congress, and Martians on cable. Also our streaming channels, which are in HD now, so you can watch on our website. Those are in HD, which took a long process, but we finally got everything switched over and fixed and flipped. So if you don't have traditional cable at home, you can always watch what everything's being broadcast live on our website as well. But that was one thing that we tried different this year, was to have a little fun and provide some appointment viewing through streams and cable, which was a lot of fun. As I kind of said, we've been, the last few months, we're trying a few different live stream ways to live stream across YouTube and everything like that. YouTube's been giving us a lot of challenges as of late, so we're kind of tinkering with some things to not only broadcast live on internet, but also cable to make sure everything's looking stands down both ends. So looking at the live side of things, going back in December, we partnered with multiple community media stations across the country for a live Santa call-in show on December 15th, where people could watch live on our cable channels. We just had to take a feed from, I believe it was a station in Ohio that was doing the production. They gave us the feed that we were able to put on our cable channels and live streams. So we didn't have to do anything ourselves other than promote it. And we put the phone number out there and people could watch live and call in and talk to Santa Claus. So I know my kids, it was during the Lions and Buffalo Bills game, so ratings were a little bit hard to determine who made out best, if it was our show or not. But after halftime, we did step away and we checked in on the stream upstairs. The kids were able to call in and talk to Santa. They saw it on TV and everything like that, so they were more than thrilled. Everything went swimmingly with this program, and I told them that if they do it again, which they've been doing this for a number of years, and we'd love to participate again. We advertised across our cable channels, an ad in the Clarkston News, and then across social media as well to kind of promote the event ahead of time. So I think moving forward, we'd love to do more promotion with this event. It was a win-win situation for us, where we got a nice program to do. It was a good live event for the community, and to be honest, from a staff standpoint, it was very low maintenance. So I'm looking forward to hopefully doing something like that again and provide a fun, again, appointment viewing for the community. Looking at online, as I kind of alluded to earlier, we successfully transitioned our feed and streams to high definition from standard, which was great. We were getting our standard definition that we're broadcasting on cable on our streams, which was not the purpose of buying those stream boxes. We wanted to make sure that we were getting as high quality production as we could that we're doing out on the internet, because it's the internet, we should be able to see the best quality out there. So after a long time of trying to figure out how we could work through some of the older equipment we have in the back to make everything jive with cable and everything up front, we were able to find some solutions that are working. So it's been successful, I'd say, probably since end of December, and haven't had any hiccups whatsoever. So if you watch online right now, you can watch our Video Center board meeting live, and it'll be in high definition on our website. Unfortunately, cable's not going to grant us that wonderful, joy of having that, but as I've kind of said, especially with this project, one of the things that I wanted to do was make sure Independence Television was ready for whatever next step is coming from cable. I don't know what the future holds with cable, but I can say with these streams and everything like that, and being able to watch it not only on our website, but through the app, the Cablecast app that you can download on smart TVs and everything like that, and on your phone, we are very much ready to be in the streaming world and have that available for our constituents. So that was really a big win for us, and happy to see that project kind of come to an end, and it's looking good. As some of you have noticed, Hannah Gray has been working on redesigning our website as well. She's been doing this from scratch, so she's not using templates in our website builder and stuff like that. She's been kind of crafting everything in-house and then uploading it to the website. So she's currently got everything where she wants it to look. The problem that we're having, or the problem that she's kind of run into, is it looks really good on a desktop, but from a mobile standpoint, it's not looking the same. So we've got to try and figure out how we're going to work that design that she's done and make sure it translates to all different mediums of how people are going to find us. So still an ongoing project, but if you log onto our website to check out those new streams I was talking about, you'll kind of notice it looks a little different. So some good stuff here. So as I kind of said before, productions in 2024, I'm going to kind of recap how I normally do with our presentation here, but just kind of broader strokes of how 2024 looked for us. So from the public side, here's some statistics on a variety of videos that we got to produce for the community. We did 14 ribbon cuttings for the Clarkston Area Chamber of Commerce, 4 live seminars or ceremonies for the Clarkston Area Youth Assistants, 6 Music in the Park concert videos that were created for the Chamber, 87 videos uploaded to ITV's YouTube page in 2024, 2 live parades broadcast without streaming issues, asterisks. It's not perfect, but we did it really well this time, and I was really, really proud of us because, as I've stated many, many times, downtown Clarkston is always our bugaboo when it comes to broadcasting live. But this year, we did it, and we did it quite well. Holiday Lights was one of the best productions that we got to see top to bottom. Everyone played their part. It was just fantastic, and everything worked, which was great. As you kind of see the last one down here, there's some statistics on the parades as you kind of see where we sat from this year and last year in comparison from, I'll say this, I've got this on the bottom there, the difference between what I classified as recorded views versus live views. So if we have to take a video down after we do a live production, we'll put a recorded version back up on our video on demand or YouTube page. If for whatever reason, if there's an issue, or if we have to add something to the production, we'll put another version back up there. We'll private the live video and then just have a recorded one up there, just so there's not 2 competing videos for the same thing. So that's what that means when it says recorded views versus live views. How many people watched it live versus how many people watched it afterwards. There's 2 meetings that we do for the public, the city, the village of Clarkston, and the library board. 36 meetings in total between the 2 of those that were over 2,500 minutes across those meetings that we did this year for those guys. As you can kind of see down here in the corner, I'm not going to read through all these, but those are some of the partner organizations that we have worked with in 2024 wide array or range of organizations that we got to kind of help create videos with over this past year. So any questions as far as the public side goes before I move on to education and touch briefly, oh, no, I still have more public stuff, sorry. Surprised myself. We had 3 rotating public shows in 2024 between Inside Independence, Conversations with Phil, and Connecting Clarkston. We produced over 18 episodes that gained 3,100 views on YouTube. That included 2 Meet the Candidate videos we did for the August primary, which were a part of the Inside Independence program. So that was kind of neat to continue to see our public shows grow and have a variety between the 3. This is one of my favorite parts of the meeting, trying to highlight Michigan Moment. Matt, production coordinator, who's not here with us tonight, he was at Ribbon Cutting this evening. He did 11 Michigan Moment videos in 2024. You'll kind of see the video totals there on YouTube of 28,000 views for that collection, with the highest surpassing 20,000 that he did last February on Detroit's Purple Game. Still getting comments, still getting views on that video. 5 of the 11 videos eclipsed 1,000 views, with 57 comments being left in the total collection. This is a vast improvement, and I don't want to say improvement because numbers are numbers, but this series has grown exponentially under Matt's guidance and production. It's something that I look forward to every month. He has found a great audience on YouTube for this. A lot of the comments are people saying, "Hey, love this series, we can't wait for the next one." People are coming back to our page at Independence Television because of this series, and because of Michael and Ben, who's hosted, and Hunter, who hosted a few in 2024 as well. They just continue to find interesting subjects, and it's a standout series that we produce every month. If you haven't got a chance, we had another one launch. It's actually launching at 6 o'clock tonight. So make sure you check out our Facebook page and YouTube page for the next one about the biggest lighthouse in Michigan. So kudos to Matt on everything that he's been doing with this series. It's just truly been one of our gems that we can kind of hang our hats on. I'll touch base on education a little bit, then I'll throw it over to Matt. But just more statistics as far as what we got to do. 2 graduations that we normally do with Clarkston and Renaissance. You can kind of see the disparity in live viewers for each. Not saying that one's better than the other, but obviously 2,200 views for Clarkston, which was great. Renaissance a little bit smaller, still had 252 live views, which is nice. We did 16 sports, varsity sports. 3 PSAs were created for the district this past year. 954 minutes across 12 Board of Education meetings were live streamed. We did 8 award ceremonies or events live streamed and recorded, as well as 1 movie in the park night set up for homecoming this year, which was new for us. Down at the bottom as well, just a little footnote, but this past year, senior summer intern Tanner Paul, who's at Michigan State University right now, submitted a film he worked on to the Michigan Thespian Festival. His crew and everything like that of Out of Focus competed against films across the state, and it placed in its highest category at the festival. So earning a prestigious Superior Short Film Award. So there was something that Tanner did kind of, I don't know if it was in class time, it was out of class time, but Tanner was certainly a standout student that went through Matt's program, and you see him kind of awarded with that short film that he did with a lot of different students across CHS was certainly something to be proud of. So I'll hand it over to Matt if he has anything else to add as far as 2024 goes, but that's kind of what we looked at from a production standpoint with education this year.
Yeah, in terms of 2024, I mean, yeah, John highlighted all the big stuff. We got the graduations, got the sporting events. To comment a little bit on this year, still filming games, still doing that kind of stuff. The snow days have kind of thrown a little bit of a curveball. It's always nice to be able to sleep in, but it kind of throws a little bit of our rhythm off. So we're still kind of recouping a little bit of that. But kids are getting back in the rhythm, getting productive, getting their stuff done. We have a little bit of lull in the sporting events right now. But I think next week we got the State of the Community, if memory serves. That's coming up, I believe, on Thursday. So that's something that the staff and students will be helping with. And that's our next big event. And then sports in general pick back up in April.
All right, moving on to the government side, here's some statistics that we did with Independence Township. We did 13 promotional videos or PSAs, including 3 episodes of the township, featuring the fire department, clerk's office, and building department. We broadcasted 7,059 minutes across 61 government meetings. The asterisk there is just detailing the different meetings that we do, Township Board of Trustees, Zoning Board of Appeals, Planning Commission, Downtown Development Authority, Sashwa Road Corridor Improvement Authority, and our meeting, the Video Center Administrative Board. We had 13 videos of events from Parks and Rec, Fire Department, ourselves, Springfield Township. We also went to Lansing in April to oppose HB 4965, which did end up failing, which was great. So Michigan became one of the first and only states to help defeat this bill. So at this time, it hasn't been reintroduced. Our franchise fees and PEG fees at this time are protected moving forward, which is a huge, huge win. As I kind of joked with the staff, we didn't want to talk about it too much towards the end of the year as like a Beetlejuice situation and speak it into existence. So it was really nice to kind of see that not getting steam after April and essentially just holding our breaths from April till December to see what would happen with that. So, but as I said, talking with others, community media stations across the state and everything like that, it was a big win for us being on the defensive and protecting this, the funds that provide this community resource for our community. Another little footnote from the township side, we helped launch the new logo for Independence Township, the creation of variants of logos with multiple departments, so a little graphic design that we can use across multiple branding platforms, but also created a promotional video for the release of the new logo that was later used on social media platforms and the website and YouTube now. So pretty successful year from the township side. Obviously, meetings are bread and butter, or meat and potatoes, or vegetables, or however you want to phrase it. It's the stuff that we got to do, and having over 7,000 minutes of meetings that we were able to broadcast for our residents was something to be proud of. So, looking at social media from across the year, Independence Township's YouTube page, 26% of the audience comes from suggested content viewers. I just put a comparison there. As you can see, Clarkston Community Schools has a 56% browser search, so people are searching for Clarkston Community Schools, with 26% of independence televisions coming from external sources, either meaning clicking on different websites and stuff. That's how they're finding our YouTube page. So this is just how people are finding 3 of the many YouTube pages that we kind of manage. But looking at Facebook contact interactions, page visits increasing 24, contact reach interactions increased with 162 posts in 24 from Instagram, and ITV's page for YouTube grew by 351 subscribers this past year, with Michigan Moment holding 6 of the top 10 videos viewed on our page for 2024. So from a social media standpoint, I'd say steady as she goes. Hannah's kind of jumped back on with us more this year, which is great. We use her expertise on a lot of stuff. I like singing her praises a lot when it comes to finding different ways to engage our audiences across multiple platforms. That's something she's really good at. Myself and the staff can put out the videos that we create. It's really good to get out there, but she does a really good job of finding ways that interact with our different audience members across all these platforms that makes it a little bit more engaging and palatable. So just a testament to her hard work over the past year and everything that we got to put out there. Looking at summer camp, we had 15 campers this year. It's an increase from 10 of last year. After expenses, we came out in the plus at $68, and that was without dipping into the budget of $2,000. So camp is funding itself at this point, which is a good thing. We kind of want it to be a net zero opportunity for the community. We're not making much money, if anything, at it, but hopefully we can break even at most. And that includes staff time and everything like that. We did have more staff time this year, obviously with the added campers that we had. We had to bring in a few extra people just to make sure we had hands on as many kids as possible. And bonus, we already have campers on the wait list for this year. So they were already registering as of December without dates being released. So people are excited about this. Hopefully we can obviously keep this going. I know a lot of the campers said they're looking forward to coming back. Next year we had a few number of people returning from the previous year that were there this year. So it's something that is fun for the staff. It's a lot of work, but people seem to be enjoying it. So I think we'll be able to kind of keep this going and whatnot. We have our dates released for this year. We're just currently in the logo design and everything like that before we put out our flyer as far as what that looks like. That should be coming out in the next few weeks. camp was a lot of fun, as I've said many times. The kids had a blast. We got a nice little write-up in the Clarkston News this year about our camp, which was great, hanging up in the office. So it's an all hands on deck situation, and everyone does a fantastic job putting this together. 2024 successes. Obviously, got to start off with our Hometown Media Award for overall excellence in PE or G access, less than 300,000 budget. It's a mouthful. But this is the first time in our 10 years that our station's been recognized as a national award. For those that don't know, the staff of 23 traveled out to San Jose to receive the award amongst a number of other community television stations across the country. It's only the second time that we've actually ever placed in this competition in our 10 years. So this was a really big time award for us. It was a great learning experience as well to be out there as a staff to go to these different, sessions that they had. And just like I said, we recognize the hard work that our staff has been putting in to not only broadcast from the public side, but the education and the government side, to have all three pillars be represented is something that we do. Is something that I cannot be more proud of. So they deserve a lot of credit as far as this, and like I said, we had a really good time, and it's something that hopefully we can do again if we are lucky to be recognized. But it was certainly the best thing that happened this year. Not only that, but we also received some regional awards from the Final Festival this year. We were finalists for overall excellence. We lost out to one of the other overall excellence nationwide ones, so there's two of us going back and forth about it. But special critical announcement, professional winner, sports entertainment, professional winner, and sports entertainment talk. Michael Rosenkrantz and a partner of his won for a documentary they did on the CHS lacrosse team for the university, I believe. So some nice recognition, some programs that we did this year also from the Final Festivals, which we intend on entering again this year. But kudos to the staff on just a fantastic year from that side. So that was our successes. Here are what I have as our 25 goals. I want to continue to explore some additional revenue options, including helping out with the Michigan Community Media Association, other entities statewide, in efforts to enforce and modernize PA 480. This is the Uniform Video Service and Local Franchise Act of 2006. With the defeat of HB 49265, this is now the new focus from a legislative standpoint, not only from a community media standpoint, but now it is turning the focus on municipalities are starting to take notice of this. And as of right now, there's not much to report as far as language goes of being introduced to modernize this bill, but I will say that there are positive discussions happening right now to help modernize this to include not only to include streamers, but not just cable providers as a video service provider. It would be multiple, organizations that provide video service that we through the internet as well. Now, I'm not, like I said, nothing's been drafted yet, no language has been happening, but there's positive discussion happening right now. So I know for the last year and a half, I've been a lot of doom and gloom. We've been having a lot of negative conversations. That's why I felt it was important to say, well, now there's positive conversations happening, which is great. It's a lot different from what was previously happening. And a lot of that is meetings. We have, meetings with one another, but also meetings with, the proper people that we have to talk about, meetings in Lansing, who we have to talk about. But it's as a staff, I just want to make sure that we're still involved in these discussions and make sure that Independence Township is included in this next step, as we were a huge contributor of defeating HB 49265 before. We had great support from our community of getting our name out there, so I hope that we can do the same with this next step from a legislative standpoint. Another goal is to develop a working equipment list to better understand what equipment needs to be replaced and when. This was brought up by Steve, I think, a year ago, roughly, that we have a comprehensive list of our equipment and when it was purchased, and just a more organized and uniform way of looking at everything that we have. I will say this past summer, our interns did develop a list, comprehensive list of equipment we are going to get rid of through a recycling program, and it is extensive. That we'll probably bring towards the board just to get a look at. A lot of it will probably mean nothing when you kind of see the descriptions and everything we did kind of sit down, and that was the first step, was if we're gonna have a list of everything we have, we need to get a list of everything we don't have, and that we're getting rid of, and to do it properly. So I'd say we're well on that way of properly recycling equipment that hasn't been used in the 2.5 years that I've been here, or that has, broken or anything like that, that's just not, being used right now. So that's our first step. The next step is then creating that comprehensive list of all the equipment we do have, where it's at, and how we can access it when it was purchased and everything like that, so we can better build our CIP projects and funds moving forward, just to kind of look at things a little bit closer. And then lastly is not lastly, there's obviously more roles, but one of the main ones we want to do is continue to improve our community presence events across Clarkston and Independence Township, and promoting the media program that we have at the high school, and the community resource that we offer. I think that's a big thing that we always try to do, but I want to make it more of an effort to be out in the community and to let people know about, everything that Matt's doing at the high school, to kind of build that program and just build it up more. We have a lot of great students that go through that program, and it's a really good career readiness program at the high school. And I think it's something that we can start promoting a little bit more as far as the successes that we've had with the students, not only that have gone through the program, but that are starting in college and starting their careers. You're going to start seeing that kind of on our website as well, on an intern page where we're going to start listing past interns and everything like that, of where are they now and what companies they're working at and how we're getting people into the workforce. So that's going to be something that we're going to kind of try to improve upon in 25. Is just promoting the program, but also kind of, lack of a better term, tooting our own horn as far as what we're doing for the state of Michigan and everything else from a video production career standpoint. That we are that place for everyone in Clarkston and Independence Township. So that's something that I'd like to do a little bit better this year. So what's up next for us? Matt kind of mentioned this. We've got, State of the Township, State of the Community live. Not live anymore, it's just going to be recorded, but that's March 6th, next Thursday. We have also a women's history program for the Independence Township Park Recs and Seniors on March 18th that Jeannie from Ray Armenian is going to be doing. Just a little shout out to Jeannie. She's been, this will be the second or third, I think, program she's done with the Senior Center. And the last one that she did was about Stroh's Brewery. It was a presentation that they had there. And I guess a lot of people really enjoyed this program. So now the Senior Center is going to have a watch program, or Jeannie's program, at the Senior Center of the program that was at the Senior Center, because they enjoyed it so much. So
Got that.
Just kudos to her
Users
for
during
not
school,
only
yeah.
a great recording, but putting together a great production and providing a good resource for those residents. So we also have the Kaya Youth recognition ceremony coming up April 24th. So some nice events that we have coming up. Obviously, tons of stuff as well. But any questions as far as 2024 or anything else you haven't answered this time?
Yes, I have a couple questions.
Yeah.
So, our program, PEG program, is a three-legged stool,
Say
right?
again.
It's a three-legged stool. We have.
Yes. Yep.
So, is there any percentage where there's a shortfall in any one of the three that you think should be beefed up, or do you think everything's pretty balanced?
Gosh, I feel like everything's pretty balanced. And, working at a few different community television stations, I couldn't always say that. One tends to favor over another, or one suffers because one's, doing more or something like that. But I'd say from our standpoint, I feel like we do a really good job of covering all those three bases. The educational program is obviously a huge thing. From the government standpoint, I'm trying to increase the amount of videos that we're doing to increase transparency in the government. So it's not just meetings. We have a lot of different, videos that we can point to as far as informational pieces from the government standpoint. And from the public standpoint, I couldn't be more proud of all the events that our staff gets out to in the different, the wide array of events that we broadcast, not only record, but also live from the public standpoint. I don't know if I could pinpoint one exactly that we have to.
So it's really a happy balance.
At this time, and that's a testament really to our staff. And the reason why I say that is because we have Matt, myself, and Matt on staff full time, and each of us kind of acts as almost like a pillar. So Matt's the education side of the
Another question might be, you mentioned legislation that was turned down in the last session, and did it guarantee the franchise fees for how long?
That's a really good question. So now is the answer I can say. Right now is how much I guarantee that, because with that being defeated, and I say defeated, it just wasn't advanced, so it died on the floor. It doesn't mean it can't be reintroduced.
So it died on the floor, not in committee.
It died in committee, yeah. Sorry, it went through the House of Representatives, went to the State Senate Committee, and that's where it stopped. But it can be reintroduced, and some people say that they think that it might, but if it does get reintroduced, it has to go through the whole process again and start over. So as of right now, it has not been reintroduced. We don't have to worry about it as of right now. So how long? I have no idea. Mostly because we had no idea that first one was going to be introduced. That came out of the blue and really took everyone by surprise. So I suspect if it does get reintroduced, it'll probably be the same situation.
I've got two more here. There's the switch to the T1 lines.
Yes.
Have we gone to the full
No,
fiber?
we have a PO out right now to a company that's going to come in and do it. We're just waiting for scheduling at this point for them to come over and swap that over. So by April, that will be done.
So that was what we were waiting for at the last meeting.
Yes, and with the one company that we did go with, they did not go with, so we had to go with another company to get a quote.
Then there was Key Code Media was going to clean up the back room. What becomes of the surplus equipment? Do you get?
Sure. So they were going to clean up the back room, and then they looked at it and said, we can't. And what I mean by that is we have so much, we have analog, we have a lot of different things, but to make it all work, there wasn't pieces of equipment that they could just simply take that out and put this in, or take that out. And our workflow is so specific, I guess you could say, that they couldn't, at the last time we checked, they said that there wasn't a way that they could feasibly go in there and redo everything unless it was a full overhaul. It wasn't an easy fix.
So you'd have to shut down operations in
We had to
essence.
shut down operations and completely gut that thing out. And where that would be nice from a cleanliness standpoint and organizational standpoint, not necessary at this time. Everything's working fine. Everything's working from what we can determine perfectly in order. Now, we always joke that we go back there and move some magical dust and everything kind of disintegrates because everything's been there for so long. But at this time, with all the equipment that we have and everything that's in there, everything's working in sync as it is. The only thing that we potentially would have to look into, and this was included in the last PO that and Matt and I talked about this, but we kind of decided against it, was new encoders for AT&T. We were looking at new encoders for AT&T because of the new T1 lines. We've been having some troubles with these encoders after a while. But when we got the quote, it was over $7,000. We were saying, well, it's not a lot of money, but are we going to see $7,000 from AT&T to recoup those costs? The
Right.
answer, I don't think so. Given the number of years and the amount of egg fees that we get from AT&T, I don't think that we would ever see that money back. Not only that, we're paying $1,000 a month to broadcast our
Right.
programs to AT&T. So it would be more than a wash. So the encoders are working fine. It was just something that we wanted to upgrade so potentially we wouldn't have to worry about them when there's power outages and stuff like that. That's when we see the biggest problems with those encoders. But the costs at that time where it wasn't that great, it didn't seem a good one for us at this time.
Well, look at the bright side. The old analog equipment could become more valuable as antique.
It's true.
If you
Just a lot
don't-
of those VHS players and everything like that.
Yeah.
I think we can, that's the additional revenue I was talking about earlier.
Thanks very much.
No problem.
Any other questions for Mr. Elke? Thank you, sir, for an exhaustive update. It's kind of nice to look at the year as a whole, and when you put all the numbers together for a whole year, it's very impressive what this team has really been able to do. So thanks for your hard work.
I appreciate it. It was nice to kind of sit back and take that broad perspective. You get lost in the minutia of everything, so you get to sit back and take a look and, oh wow, these guys did a lot of great work this year.
Yeah.
And I hope it was recognized or displayed.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. Thank you. Next item on our agenda is public comment. Do we have any members of the audience who would like to address the board?
You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you. Seeing none, we move on to board member comments. Are there any other comments from board members?
I just got one thing to say. We're in the process of scheduling right now, so if any of our board members or any of our audience in television or streaming land know some high schoolers that are looking to take some electives, please consider signing up for my media or theater classes, or at least just take a real hard look at that elective course, really pick some classes that you might want to be interested in. I think it's really key, especially for high schoolers and young college kids. Figure out the stuff you like, and also try to spend some time figuring out the stuff you don't like. Figure out what classes work for you, so you can kind of figure out what you want to do post-high school, whatever that might be.
It's good advice. Thank you. Now, last item is adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second that?
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you.